Hey everyone, welcome back to Club Nation React. Today we have an exciting topic straight from ESPN's Get Up, a discussion that's been making waves in the basketball world. The main topic, LeBron James made a bold statement about Luka Doncic, and the analysts didn't hold back in their reactions. Plus, we'll take a look at Luka's incredible performance and a major controversy that's stirring up the NBA, so make sure to stick around until the end because I want to hear your thoughts on everything. Does LeBron have a point? What do you think of Luka's performance, and how could this controversy impact the league? Let's get the conversation going in the comments. And of course, all credits go to ESPN. You can find the original link in the description. Now let's not waste any more time. Roll the video.
Let's go on a Wednesday. Come on, everybody. Fired up and full today. We got two sports to cover in a huge way. You see the squad that we put together here and a cast of thousands standing by as well. Who else is up with us this morning? Jay Will is with us today. I see Monica McNutt ready to roll today. And of course, the Win Man anchoring the NBA coverage. That's where it begins. The basketball world is still abuzz in the wake of the stunning landscape-changing Luka for AD trade over the weekend. The Lakers introduced Doncic at a press conference yesterday. The 25-year-old superstar will wear his familiar number 77 with the purple and gold. Here was Doncic yesterday talking for the first time on how he found out about the blockbuster trade.
I mean, everybody was surprised, so you can imagine how surprised I was. I was almost asleep, so when I got a call, I had to check it was April 1st. I didn't really believe it at first, and it was a bit shocked. It was hard moments for me. It was home, so it was really hard moments for me, especially the first day. But as I said, I get to play in the greatest club in the world, and I'm excited for this new journey.
All right, so we had all of that, and then Luka in attendance last night, fans chanting his name. His first game as a Laker, not playing, of course, still out with the calf, but LeBron was as they took on the Clippers, and this was the LeBron show, Allen, from the get-go.
He's Benjamin Button of the NBA. I've watched him play now the last couple of weeks. He just seems to get younger. He's in the Wayback Machine right now, Greeny.
He would go crazy last night, scoring 21 in the first half, doing it from everywhere. You saw him inside, you saw him outside, you see him taking it into the lane, and then late in the half, the Lakers leading by 20. And it's LeBron finishing through contact. Free throws good. Lakers up 23 at the half. So all that was left was to see a little Bronny action in the fourth quarter. We would get that with the Lakers up by 26. What you're about to see is the first made three of Bronny James' NBA career. So all happy there. LeBron would finish with 26, 8 rebounds, 9 assists. Lakers win. And then after the game, he had a lot to say.
I ain't never seen this one. I've seen it all up until this one. I've never been a part of one transaction like that. That was different. It was shocking when I heard the news, but at the end of the day, I understand the business of basketball. I didn't make the decision, so. But it was just, shocking in the sense of who was involved, obviously, with Luka and AD. I don't know. I don't have much words for it.
What do you think it will take for this partnership to be really productive as best as can be?
Whatever we want it to be. It's going to take long. I can play with anybody. And I think he can as well, so we'll work well together.
Any concerns that because you brought in a young star, that some of these priorities kind of might shift more towards the future rather than the present?
What's wrong with that? If I had concerns, I would have waived my no trade clause and got up out of here.
Okay, put your feet up, people. We've got time and we've got lots to say. Let me start with the look at Jay Will is fired up in an airport somewhere. Wendy, I will start with you. You are my LeBron whisperer. I have been waiting to hear him talk. That was a mouthful. How did you interpret all of the things we just heard from King James?
We heard from everybody. We've now heard from Luka. We've heard from Anthony Davis. We've heard from Kyrie. We've heard from LeBron. We've heard from Rob Pelinka. We've heard from Nico Harrison. And everything says, I know there's these conspiracy theories out there and everything. There is no conspiracy. Nobody knew. None of them were previously consulted. It hit all of them out of the blue. This was a decision made by Nico Harrison, ratified by Coach Jason Kidd, negotiated with Rob Pelinka. That's it. LeBron doesn't want out. LeBron isn't going to retire. Did you see those highlights? Do you think LeBron looks like a guy who's at the end? Has LeBron ever had a guy on his team that he hasn't been able to play with? There's no conspiracy here. It is just a shocking event in the NBA. And now that everybody has expressed that, we now can deal with the fallout, which is what all of these teams are doing as they move into tomorrow's trade deadline. And the Lakers are involved in talks elsewhere. But this is LeBron, I think, telling 100% the truth. And it is not normal. It is not normal that there will be a transaction on his team that he's not aware of or has approved. It is not something that's happened in years. That is what we heard. Is he upset about it? No. He's excited about it. He's still shocked about it, and he's excited about it. And I think that's the mindset that everybody involved and all the fans should have. It's a sense of amazement and a sense of wonder, and let's see what happens next.
Jay Will, I know you have thoughts on the Luka of it all. We'll get to that. But let me just start with your reaction to what we heard LeBron say yesterday.
Well, I first off think initially it had to be somewhat of a kick in the stomach for LeBron just to recognize that the franchise is going to be in the hands of Luka moving forward. And that is the decision that the franchise has made kind of without LeBron, and the fact that they are going to move forward in the best overall decision for Luka. But like Greeny, having some time to really think about it and sit with it, if you're LeBron and you have another year or two left, maybe, right? What better player to have if you can get him where he needs to be to offload the offensive responsibility for you than Luka Doncic? Like, this is the power move I was talking about. Owners, GM saying, no, we're actually going to run the team. Because if Rob Pelinka and JJ Redick can find the right pieces to surround LeBron and Luka, with LeBron's ability to shoot the ball right now at this stage of his career, that might increase the odds and give him better odds to win a championship than AD ever would have.
What do you think, McNutt?
I'm following you, Jay. I'm definitely tracking. But my favorite part of this whole thing is I can play with anybody. And that is exactly what LeBron has shown us through his career. So to me, the idea that there's not enough basketball has really been kind of frustrating. And then I think about the same thing when it comes to Luka on the other side. There were similar conversations when Kyrie went to Dallas, and they managed to make it work. So I just think this was an honest moment from LeBron. I think this is going to be really exciting to watch. We'll see what happens with the rest of the trade deadline.
I love the glasses, by the way. Han, your reaction?
Well, first and foremost, was that Rob Lowe in an off-Broadway revival of Grease? Like, that was some look by Rob Pelinka. I love it. But still, this is always going to be about how you can get LeBron one more championship while also building for the future. What I loved in the highlight was that give and go LeBron had, and then he finishes. What did he do? He pointed right at Luka Doncic and said, are you ready for this? Because this is what's coming, and it is something that Luka has never played with anybody of that caliber. If you're Luka Doncic, how are you not motivated? Not only because you were just traded and you just lost $100 million, but you get to play with one of the greatest players in the history of the game in a franchise where one of the players you idolize most, Kobe Bryant, played. It's a big moment in Luka Doncic's career.
Jay, it's a big moment for both of them. You pointed out one part of it. For both of them, this is uncharted territory, right? Jay, from the moment LeBron got to the NBA, everything every franchise he's been a part of has been built around him. And the same can be said of Luka Doncic. From the minute he got to the NBA, even as a rookie coming in, everything that was done in the interest of making him the best. Well, he's never been in a place where he isn't the biggest star, and at this moment, he's not the biggest star. LeBron's never been in a place where it wasn't all built around him. Now, suddenly, it's starting to move that way. So how do you expect them? They're saying the right things. How do you expect them to coexist once Luka starts playing, perhaps as soon as this weekend? Jay?
Well, I think this is going to have to be a situation. Everybody keeps talking about, well, Luka's not going to really accept LeBron James as like the big brother, but why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? Here's a guy that's been through the gauntlet, that's exceeded every expectation on this planet. Why wouldn't you take that time to say, okay, we can do hard things together, but we need to be aligned. We need to be thick as thieves, and we need to hold each other accountable. If LeBron and Luka can have that type of dynamic, I think Luka was starting to build that to a degree with Kyrie, but Kyrie is drastically different than LeBron. I think that turns into something of potential greatness if they can remain aligned. That's the key word.
Sorry, Monica.
So I just think as we're having this conversation, and maybe this is a personal hang-up of mine, I think we need to be mindful of our word choice. Brother, mentor, all that. Why can't these two be fantastic teammates and we leave it at that, right? If they're both pulling in the same direction in terms of maxing out winning, then they're both going to be spending time together. They're going to be building chemistry. They're going to be doing all the things that are necessary to win, right? And so I just think as we look at this, yes, something's got to give. But that's the point of team sports. Something's going to give. And when you bring two of the brightest minds in the game together, I'm fully confident they can figure it out.
I understand that, Wendy. The part of it that I have trouble squaring, though, is that one of them is 25 and the other one is 40. So one of them is still sort of beginning his journey on some level. Like this feels like a new beginning for Luka, right? He's in a perfect world. For LeBron, no matter how well it goes, this is still practically right at the end. And Jay, you seem like you're shaking your head at me like crazy.
No, I'm just saying, like, has Luka won a championship yet, Greeny?
No, he has not.
Okay, so if I'm LeBron, I'm like, yo, if you want to win championships, this is how I've done it. Like, why wouldn't you just get on board with that? That's my thing. LeBron's been through the gauntlet. I get, like, the wording and the sensitivity of the wording, Monica. I hear you on that. But at some juncture, it's like, yo, this dude has done this 4 times. Like, I need to learn how to get to the next level. And I'm at that stage in my career where I have to kick it into a different gear because the gear I've been in before hasn't gotten it done.
I totally get that part of it.
We're on the same page.
Wendy, the part of it... The part of it I'm trying to figure out is the LeBron part of it. I'm not questioning how great Luka is. I'm not even questioning how great they can, in a perfect world, if LeBron was even 35 instead of 40, how great they could eventually become. But, you know, we're talking about the future. I mean, LeBron's future is going to be in any number of different places in the world, but it's not going to be as a basketball player for that much longer, Wendy. That's the part of this I'm having trouble with.
Let me just say 2 things. One, why do we think LeBron's only got 1 or so year left? What's not a guy at the end? Secondly, LeBron throughout his entire career has dealt with radical change. How many times has his team made a major in-season move and then he ended up in the finals? Not that I'm saying that's where the Lakers are headed this year. He has done this throughout his whole career. He has advocated for his team to make major changes. 4 different times in his career, he's remade his team and said, I'm going somewhere else. So yeah, I expect there to be growing pains. When Kyrie Irving came to the Mavericks 2 years ago, he and Luka struggled for the first, couple of months together. I don't expect it to be good. I expect teams to find the weaknesses in this Lakers roster, and in a couple of weeks, us to say, look at these Laker weaknesses. But why is everybody looking for ways this is not going to work? How about looking at the track record of LeBron, look at what he's doing every single night, look at the track record of Luka and say, this can work. And if LeBron retires in 2 years or whatever, Luka will be 27. That's the beginning of his prime. I just don't see, obviously it's going to be hard. It's hard to win in the NBA. It's not supposed to be easy. But I don't see why everyone's so afraid. And I'm a pessimist normally. I'm usually the opposite side of this. And I just see rosy skies. I mean, if I was a Lakers fan, I would be skipping to work today.
I love the approach. And look, I mean, if anyone could do what LeBron can, no one has spent more time, energy, money, all that on his body. I get that part of it. He is the ultimate professional. And if anyone is going to actually defeat Father Time, I would give him, I guess, the best chance. So, Alan, I'll reframe the question. You just saw them, the Lakers, I should say, at the Garden the other night against the Knicks. How good do you think this team, this Lakers team, let's say they acquire, and I'll ask Wendy about this in a minute, an average big. I'm just, a replacement level big, not a superstar big. How good can this team be this year in the playoffs?
I mean, they got Maxi Kleber. He's like an average big. He's a good screen and roll kind of guy and stuff like that. He's older, and he's not really that athletic. But still, they got something. But they're definitely going to have to try to find one. But everybody in the league's trying to find one of those guys, right. The bouncy 7-footers that Dallas has.
Okay, they get somebody.
If they get somebody and they're useful, which LeBron always finds a way to make you useful, they have a chance. Here's why. The West, the whole NBA is wide open. We're going to see a day today where it's going to get real busy. Because there's some teams that realize there's a chance. That's why Dallas does what they do. They think they can win the next couple of years because the only real favorite right now is an OKC team that is untested, that doesn't have the calluses of a lot of playoff losses. So they still have to prove themselves. There's not that juggernaut team anymore in the NBA. So there's opportunity, and for LeBron James and this team, they should consider being wide open. And don't forget what he said to Lisa Salter, because I'm with Wendy. This whole notion that LeBron's at the end, we know he's in the back 9, but he even said to Lisa Salters after that game Saturday, I don't know how I'm doing what I'm doing, because it does defy logic. But LeBron James throughout his entire career has done exactly that.
Fair enough. Just let the record show. What we're talking about him doing, and maybe he will, has never been done. Right? It literally has never been done.
Right.
No one has ever played at this level. Even Michael Jordan at the end with the Wizards, he put together good stretches. Kareem played till this age. Vince Carter. No one has ever been a dominant superstar caliber player at this age in the way that LeBron, we're talking about him doing going forward. Jay, I wanted to give you a chance because you're the one person I know has to run. You're jumping to a flight, and we thank you for taking the time here. There's one thing I know you wanted to react to. I'm going to play some of Luka. What you're going to hear is Luka Doncic being asked about the criticism he has faced about his conditioning. So you'll hear that. You'll hear his response, and I know Jay wanted to get into that. This was Luka.
I know it's not true. I know, but it's a motive. Like I say, I came here, one of the biggest clubs in history of sports, so it's a big motive for a long run here. I think this year I really stepped it up honestly, and it's just being more active, more vocal, and I think I did a step ahead this year, but I need to do more steps ahead.
All right, Jay, what was it about that stood out to you?
It was true, Greeny. Like this year was better than what he was years prior, conditioning. But this has been an ongoing theme. And anybody who's been around the organization has been hearing about some of the weight challenges. Wendy has talked about it multiple times. We've talked about it in studio. Monica, you and I have bloviated about like the body language, the leadership that comes along with it. The one thing I want from him moving forward is to have accountability with that. And that's where I think LeBron is really going to help him with that. Because the first problem from somebody that's been through therapy is recognizing that there was a problem, right? And addressing it head on. So the whole thing about, there is no problem. No, there was a problem. And that's what's hindered him from getting over the top. He is one of the most special players the game of basketball has ever seen. But in order for him to do something that rarefied people have been able to do, he has to change the body and he has to go to a different level. And I just want him to own that. The more he can own that, the sooner he'll get there.
What do you think, McNutt?
He's young. I think that he's young. And if I can pull a quote from Coach Tom Thibodeau, the best thing about young players is they have the opportunity to get better. And he's already fantastic. So yeah, rubbing elbows, brother, mentor, teammate, whatever you want to call it, rubbing elbows with LeBron cannot be bad for Luka.
It's interesting, Alan, because he's young. He's not yet 26 years old. But when you consider his past, he has been a professional basketball player for, I think, since he was something like 14 years old. He's been a pro a long time.
He's young, but he's old in basketball.
Yeah, he's old. He's
played
old,
a lot.
young.
And
yeah.
He's, by the way, been to a Western Conference Finals and to an NBA Finals already. This
been great.
Career.
He's been remind anyone who needs reminding. He has been first-team All-NBA 5 consecutive
Is that good?
years and led his team in one year to the Western Conference Finals and another to the Finals, and he didn't have the best team either of those times.
Absolutely, and this pairing is going to be very compelling. First of all, there's so much pressure now on Luka because all eyes are on him right now. He has now become a story that if you're an NBA fan, you're so curious about him now. He was always that compelling player you like to watch because he was fun. He was a guy that had a killer mentality late in games. We saw that big shot against Rudy Gobert in the playoffs, which was just an epic finish, telling you can't guard me. But we've also seen the fight. What happens with Luka Doncic from here forward is one of the great NBA stories that is right there with how much longer LeBron James is going to play.
So we didn't even get to, as we planned, the Kevin Durant of it all and other trades that may be coming here, which we will do as this hour continues. But Wendy, I'd like to give you the final word on this topic as far as the Lakers themselves. Alan and I were just talking about, well, they'll get someone. They've got whatever it is now, 30 hours to do it. What do we expect the Lakers to do?
Well, first off, again, there's no conspiracy here. The Mavericks believe Luka has major conditioning challenges, and there's Luka saying, I do not. You want to know why their breakup? There it is, folks, okay? He doesn't believe it, okay?
Right.
Okay, now, I mean, it goes deeper than that, but on its surface, I don't need some 11-stage reason why the Illuminati is involved. Okay, the other thing is the Lakers are in need of a center. They have a weakness on defense, and it starts at the rim. Rob Pelinka yesterday said the market is dry, and I would agree. Alan Hahn brought up Maxi Kleber. Maxi Kleber has a broken foot. So we'll see if it might be a stopgap or a buyout guy. The Lakers aren't going to be who they can be until next year. I'm not holding them to any expectations this season.
Okay, fair enough. Everyone stay where you are except Jay. I know you have to run to a plane. Thank you, Jay, for jumping in with us here. We'll have much more on the
Greeny,
hoops
I don't
together
have to
with
go
you.
yet, Greeny. I'm still here for another 20 minutes. I'm with you.
Okay, well then, Even better. Stay
Now
right
we're
where
in
you
Group
are.
You
1.
a lounge? Where are you?
Nobody move.
And you
I'm
know
in a
delays
box of
too.
emotions, Monica.
But whatever happens, don't let them give away your first class seat. All right, as we continue.
Wow, what a discussion. LeBron James praising Luka Doncic is more than just a compliment. It's a statement that solidifies something NBA fans have been noticing for years. Luka isn't just a rising star, he's already a generational talent. His game IQ, ability to dictate pace, and skill in taking over games against the league's best players make him stand out as one of the most unique players we've seen in a long time. But let's break this down even further. LeBron doesn't throw around praise lightly. He's played against and alongside the greatest players of this era, Kobe, Duncan, Curry, Durant, and for him to single out Luka like this says a lot. It's not just about stats, it's about the way Luka controls the game. His ability to slow things down, read defenses, and manipulate defenders makes him a nightmare matchup. The way he plays is almost reminiscent of European legends like Manu Ginobili or Dirk Nowitzki, but with his own unique twist, a mix of flair, strength, and an almost effortless ability to score and facilitate at an elite level. One of the biggest talking points the analysts mentioned is Luka's continuous improvement. Early in his career, some doubted whether he had the physical conditioning to sustain an MVP-level performance for an entire season. But look at him now. He's stronger, more durable, and even more polished. His ability to create separation, finish through contact, and make high-pressure shots has only improved. If we compare his first few years in the league to now, it's clear he's refining his craft season after season. And here's the thing. Luka's greatness isn't just about the numbers. Yes, he puts up insane stats, but his impact goes beyond that. When he's on the floor, the entire dynamic of the game shifts. He forces defenses to collapse, creates open looks for teammates, and has a knack for making the right play at the right time. That's what separates good players from truly elite ones. But does this praise from LeBron mean Luka is already on his way to being one of the all-time greats? It's still too early to say, but he's absolutely on the right path. We've already seen him dominate in the playoffs, carry a team on his back, and perform at a level that most superstars take years to reach. If he continues to improve and eventually wins championships, there's no doubt he'll be mentioned alongside the legends of the game. Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think LeBron's comments were spot on, or was he hyping Luka up too much? Will Luka cement himself as an all-time great, or does he still have something to prove? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button and subscribe for more NBA discussions and reactions. We're covering everything happening in the league, and you won't want to miss what's next. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.